Hello. Yeah, another week, another playlist, and pile of records. So yeah, this first one's a jazz LP. I don't suppose I show loads of jazz. Not something I'm generally looking out for, but I was sort of on the lookout for this one. This is a live recording from '65. Live at the Lighthouse, California. But I'd found this lead single, Moving Easy, recently, which I sort of enjoyed, and I'd looked into it. This is a cheap record. I paid £3 for this, and I don't think the Discogs median is a lot more than that. And yeah, there's quite a lot of positive comments on the Discogs about it. Sounds good for a live record, and yeah, I've put this track on the playlist, and I love her, the Beatles cover. So yeah, pleased to get that. It's got the original Cadet in there. I got this Cat Stevens record. Is It So? I think is how you pronounce that. This is from '77. This is the one that's got the instrumental synth track. Was Dog a Donut? Which is incredible. If you've never heard that, it's worth checking out. It's astonishing that it's on this record, and that basically it's all played by Cat Stevens. I think it's Chick Corea on piano. Maybe there's a few others, but basically all the synth parts are his work. It's got this sort of nice original in it. This is a really cheap record. I think the median of this like £2. I got this single, Althea and Donna, Uptown Top Ranking. This must have sold pretty well because I've already got this. But this is a great tune. It's from '77. I'd like to find their debut album. I think that's from the same year, maybe '78. But yeah, they're like a female duo, sort of Jamaican reggae artists. This is Black Slate, Live Up to Love. So this is an early-ish single. This is from '78. This is a sort of promo copy. It's the B-side that I quite like, Jar in the Ghetto. Yeah, so I've put that on there. It doesn't actually mention that on here, but yeah, that was nice to get, as was this. So this is Ozzo, Spirits of Africa. So this is a later single from '83. It's got a re-recording of Listen to the Buddha, which is a track from their debut from '76. So yeah, it's got an updated '80s electronic sound, I guess. But yeah, I'm pleased to get that. Over the moon to get this. Didn't know about this record actually. It just looks like one of those sort of anonymous '70s sound-alike records, really. There's no credits on it. But it goes for a little bit of money, really, and that's why I looked it up, because this record's a little bit trashed. I don't know if you can see, but there's a couple of nasty marks here. So I got it really cheap. But yeah, what somebody described it on Discogs as easy listening, brassy jazz with a psychedelic feel, quite soundtracky, with some Latino flavours, and it is brilliant. And it turns out I've shown this recently, and this was like a big band '70s jazz funk type thing. Band leader Peter Herbolzheimer. This is sort of early '70s, mid '70s maybe, and he's the guy behind this record. This is from 1970, and actually, like, the standout track here is El Sol Condor, and there is a longer version of that on here. But there's loads to enjoy on here. I guess if you're lucky, that's the sort of thing you might find for cheap, because it doesn't look amazingly promising, I guess, to some people, but yeah, it's ace. Oh, I found this today, and I could not believe. I went in a charity shop in Brighouse, and this was at the front of the racks, like with this label. And so I'm familiar with this label, and like there's only a handful of things on it. So I knew it was going to be something good. And yeah, it's Ray Munning's Funky Nassau, and it was priced at £3. And I went in there today, so they must have put it out yesterday. Just astonishing. I mean, genuinely, I did go in. I mean, if you're looking at that thinking, yeah, whatever, bullshit, I don't blame you, because like I've done the same myself. But yeah, I mean, I picked up this as well at the same time. Doubtful this is going to make the playlist, but yeah, like that was 150 set put out on the same date. So yeah, so Ray Munnings, and so he's the sort of guy behind the beginning of the end, and like the lead track on here was Funky Nassau. So this is early 70s, 71. Yeah, and this single is from 79, so it's an updated version, and it's sort of got synth parts instead of horns, and yeah, I mean it's an amazing tune, and yeah, Jump in the Water on the B-side is great as well. It made me pull out this record, which has got a version of Funky Nassau on it, and this is the sort of thing you can find for £1. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that you might think is going to be the same as that, and in many ways it is, except this is on Music for Pleasure, and there's loads of these around, and the Discogs median's £3. You can probably find it for £1 if you're lucky. But it's got an amazing version of Funky Nassau, so I've put that on the playlist as well. Totally worth looking out for things like this. I think there's plenty of good stuff on that. So I found this a record I was absolutely delighted to find that I didn't actually know existed. So I'd shown this recently, or in a video a few months ago, and I'd ordered this online some time ago, but I'd got this because it's basically the original release for the Tom Moulton version of Patty Joe, Make Me Believe in You. And so yeah, these are all disco mixes by Tom Moulton. Yeah. So this is part 1 from 75, and yeah, I hadn't realised there's a part 2. So with a nicer sleeve, to be honest, and yeah, I mean this cost me £10, which is over the Discogs median, and normally my rule is don't buy anything that's priced above the Discogs median unless I really want it or I think it's significantly underpriced. And I think this is the sort of thing that's significantly underpriced because it's a total steal. Again, like these are all never before available mixes, and there's some brilliant stuff on here. So I'm not sure if every version that's on here is exclusive to this release, but I think some of them are. So yeah, I've put a few of them on the playlist. So LTG Exchange, Waterbed. That's more like a funk tune, to be honest, or funk. They were like a funk band from New York, early mid-70s, and that track's from this debut. But if you can see on there's 2 versions on here actually. Don't know if you can see that, but it's like 3 minutes 35, 3 minutes 47. So this version's 5 minutes 47, so significantly significantly different. Now, what were the... Ernie Bush, Breakaway. This is great. He only put out a few singles, it seems. This seems, I don't know, have a listen to this one, but this sounds as though there's like sort of Tomorrow Never Knows kind of tape loops in reverse, sort of as part of the production, because it's got that sound to it. And this track as well, Bobby Moore, Call Me Your Anything Man. I think this might be exclusive to this release. Quite a lot of people getting excited for this version. So, yeah, I mean, the Discogs median and that's about £8, so I'm still delighted to get that for a tenner. Yeah, a few things that I had on the shelf, basically from being away last week when I'd sort of grabbed a few sort of religious things and less familiar looking things. So this is Isaac Douglas, Reverend Isaac Douglas. This is his album from '69. Yeah, there was a few nice things on here. He's No Shorter Than His Word. I think maybe I've put that one on the playlist. So sort of American gospel funk record, really. It's on, what's that, minute? Irene Reid. So I've just played this evening. She's done a few things maybe late 60s, early 70s. Then there was a bit of a gap, and then this was a bit of a comeback album in 76. I wasn't sure about this at first. This is quite obscure. Nobody's really looking for it. Not an expensive record at all. But as it progressed, I was more and more into it, really. Side 2 particularly. A lot of these tracks weren't on YouTube. I Only Want Some I've recorded and put that up there. Yeah, I mean, it is the production and arrangements that I like. So it's the work of this guy here, Bert Keys. So yeah, maybe that's the name I need to look into. Yeah, a few singles that I picked up. So Carla Thomas. I think the A-side's Where Do I Go? It's the B-side I really like. I've Fallen in Love. Martha and the Vandellas. So this is, when was that from? I think that was 68. I think this is 66. I'm Ready for Love. Don't know which way around they are. He Doesn't Love Her Anymore. I think I'm into both tracks on this one. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? I wasn't going to leave that. And yeah, and then I found another record by Nino Bravo. Not an artist I was familiar with, but I got one of his later records, and then yeah, just chanced on this for £2, I think. So this is a 1980 repress of his debut from 1970. I think what I like about this is all the musical arrangements, instrumentation, and that side of it. I'm not totally sold on his vocals, but I mean, it was enough to include it here. So yeah, there's what track have I put on? This one, I think. You probably can't see that, can you? What is it? No Debo Pensa Anti. No idea if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but you can have a listen if you like. And then yeah, finally I paid a bit of money for this, I guess. Really, it's Cranes Forever, but it was in my want list. I do like this band. This is their 4th LP from '93. Yeah, I paid £40 for this. But the reason I paid that is because it's got the bonus 12. Yeah, I mean, if you've never listened to Cranes, they're kind of, I mean, this is on Dedicated. But they sound like they should have been on 4AD, really. They've got that sort of late 80s, early 90s sort of, I don't know, maybe a little bit introspective and kind of very unique vocal delivery from Alison Shaw's the lead singer. But yeah, I saw them. They did a tour. They sort of, I don't know if they'd gone away or if they reformed, but yeah, I saw them live last year at the Brudenell in Leeds, and yeah, I loved it. And like, yeah, her vocal is, yeah, that's that's how she talks. But yeah, I mean, you can have a listen if you like. Yeah, that's it. Cheers.